of a number and 990 the greatest common divisor of that number and 550 is 110. What is the sum of the digits of the least possible value of that number? We'll come to that later. So let us first of all see the LCM of x and 990 Hcf of x and 550 is 110. Okay, this is what we have. Okay, LCM of x and 990 Hcf of x and 550 is 110. Okay, this is what we have. Now you see, we'll see one thing, that if the highest common factor or GCD, greatest common divisor of x and 550 is 110, that means this particular number is divisible by 110, right? So that means what? That x is what? Divisible by 110, yes or no? X is divisible by 110.
Yes, sir.
Okay, x is divisible by 110, right? Now you just find out that what will be that number whose HCF of x and 550 will be 110. So it can be, so x can be what? X can be, is it given any hint? No. X can be 110, right? X can be 220, x can be 330, right? X can be 440, x can be 550, but x cannot be 550. X cannot be 550 because if x becomes 550, then HCF of 550 and 550 is 550, right? So it can be either of these numbers. Okay, so x can be 110 or x can be 220 or x can be 330, all these values. Also have to make sure that uh, no, x can be 550 as well. No, but x will not be 550, because if x becomes 550, okay, if x becomes 550, then the HCF of 550 and 550 will be 550. So x cannot be 550, but x can be 660, x can be 770, x can be 880, x can be 990, like this it can go on. So if I do the HCF of 990 and 550, right, you see HCF is coming 110, but not 550, because HCF of 550 and 550 is 550 because it is the same number. So 660, 770, like this it can go on. Okay, up to where it will go? 1100. Okay. No, 1100 cannot be this number, because you can see that the HCF of 1100 and 550 is HCF is 550, because 1100 is divisible by 550. So 110 is not the HCF, 110 is not the highest common factor of 1100 and 11 and 550. You can understand, right? If I take 1100 and 550, the HCF of this is 550. 550 is the largest number which is dividing both of them, so not 110. So I cannot take 110. So that means this is my ultimate value. This is my limit. It is going up to 990. Okay, now LCM of x and 990 has to be 630, 6930. Okay, that means this number is divisible by 90 and this number is divisible by x as well. Okay, so if I divide 6930 by 990, what do I get? 7. I get 7. If I divide 6930 and 990, what do I get? I get 7, right? That means this particular number x will also be a multiple of 7 only. Okay, see, LCM of x and 990 is 6930. I'll give you an example. Say for example, LCM of 12 and 16. What is the LCM? 2 6 are 12, 2 8 are 16, 2 3 are 6, 2 4 are 8. Okay, so 2 2 are 4, 4 3 are 12, 12 4 are 48. Okay, if I divide 48 by 16, what do I get? I get 3. And you see 12 is also divisible by 3, right? 12 is a multiple of 3. Vice versa, if I divide 48 by 12, I get 4. 16 is a multiple of 4, right? So when I'm dividing 6930 by 990, I'm getting 7. So that means this number is a multiple of 7. Also, this same x is over here as well. And I know these are the values of x, possible values of x. Out of these possible values of x, find out that value of x which is a multiple of 7. Out of these possible values of x, find out the values of x which is multiple of 7. Which one is the multiple of 7? Tell me. Out of these values of x, which one is the multiple of 7? Which is divisible by 7? Are 770. 770. Tell me, did you understand till here? Or not, you didn't understand anything? If you are not understanding, tell me, don't be shy. Bhavna, Dipakshi, Ananya, Ritama. Are you there or dropped off? Okay. Oh, Dipakshi left. Maybe she's there.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand how I reached to this conclusion that x will be 100, 770? Or no?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Your yes sir doesn't have that power. Bhavna, Bhavna, Ananya, Ritama, did you understand this?
হ্যাঁ স্যার বুঝেছি, বাট স্যার আমি কি করেছিলাম,
Hmm.
আমাদের যে এই যে নাম্বারটার সাথে যে কমন মাল্টিপলটা বলে দিয়েছিল না,
হ্যাঁ।
যে 6930,
হুম।
সেটাকে আমি ওই নাম্বারটা দিয়ে ডিভাইড করেছিলাম, তো আমি 7
হ্যাঁ
পেয়েছিলাম,
হ্যাঁ
ঠিক
হ্যাঁ,
আছে?
7 পেলাম।
তারপরে আমি এলসিএমটা দিয়ে মানে ওই 110 দিয়ে মাল্টিপ্লাই করে দিয়েছিলাম।
ওকে 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 ওকে, ঠিক আছে, সেটাও হবে।
আমার solution টা।
সেটাও হবে, সেটা তোমার ওই এদিক ওদিক করে করে একটু করলে হবে, ঠিক আছে।
হ্যাঁ।
সেটাও করা যায়। আমি এই মেকানিজমটা বোঝাচ্ছি। Okay, I am explaining this once again. Dipakshi, Ananya, Bhavna. See, it is given LCM of x and 990 is 6930. What is this x that I need to find out? It is given HCF of x and 550 is 110, right? So I hope you understand what HCF means. HCF means highest common factor, right? HCF means highest common factor. So if the HCF of x and 550 is 110, that means both of these are in the table of 10, 110, right? Both of these belong to the table of 110. It means that only. So that means x is divisible by what? 110. Okay, x is divisible by 110. Now that means what can be the different values of x? That is the question. Okay, what can be the different values of x? X can be 110. You see the HCF of 110 and 550 is 110, correct? X can be 220. You see the HCF of 220 and 550 is 110. You can see HCF. How will you determine? I hope you know what HCF is, right?
Yes, sir.
So 220 by 110, it cuts out, it gives me 2, divisible. 550 by 110, it cuts out, it gives me 5, divisible. So like this the table of 110 is going on. 110 into 3 is 330, so x can be 330, x can be 440, x can be 550, because 550 is already given. HCF of 550 and 550 will never be 110, it will be 550 only. It can be 660, right? It can be 770, it can be 880, it can be 990. Now when I shift to another number which is 1100, then HCF is not 110 anymore. Okay, HCF is not 110 anymore, because 550 multiplied by 2 is 1100, and 550 into 1 is 550. So that means the HCF of 1100 and 550 is actually 550. So that means up to here only we can take the values of x. From 110 to 990, these can be the values of x, nothing more than that. Did you understand till here, Dipakshi, Bhavna?
Yes, understood.
Now we have to pick up the correct value. Now let us go back to information number 1. Information number 1 says that LCM of x and 990 is 6930. That means what? 6930 is divisible by 990, 6930 is divisible by x. Divide 6930 by 990. Okay, divide 6930 by 990. What do you get? 7, right? We get 7. That means this x will be a multiple of 7 and it will be a multiple of 110. मुझे ये दो इंफॉर्मेशन मुझे मिल गया कि x जो है वो 7 और 110 दोनों का मल्टीपल होगा, ठीक है, और x का जो वैल्यू है वो इस सेट से उठेगा। अभी इस सेट में देखो कि 7 और 110 का मल्टीपल कौन है, दोनों का ही सेम मल्टीपल होना पड़ेगा। 110 7 से डिविजिबल नहीं, 220 7 से डिविजिबल नहीं, 330 7 से डिविजिबल नहीं, 440 7 से डिविजिबल नहीं, 550 तो नंबर है ही नहीं, 660 7 से डिविजिबल नहीं, 770 7 से डिविजिबल और 110 से भी डिविजिबल। सो इसका मतलब x का वैल्यू क्या हुआ? 770। तो एडिशन क्या होगा? 7 + 7 + 0 दैट इज 14। डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड?